tennis performance specialist from UK. He has worked for various teams, sports teams like Mumbai City Football Club from ISL, and in Pro Kabaddi League, he has worked for U Mumbai and Bengal Warriors. He has been to London Olympics 2012, 2016, and also he is going to be the part of the upcoming Tokyo Olympics. So, sir, we welcome you on this wonderful session. Thank you very much to be part of us.
The platform education awareness and malpractices. So maybe little controversial topics which I have chosen. Uh, just just to create a little bit of awareness amongst the clinicians, students, the practitioners, and the teachers who opt for the CPD courses and the malpractices regarding the CPD that happens in India. It's considered at this as one of the awareness campaign that we are doing with the academy to provide you with the right information and making you aware about the false practices which are happening in India, so that you're not, the students or the clinician or practitioners are not being fooled or cheated by such malpractices, which are basically done by many senior physical therapists in India as such. CPD is a self-explanatory term, you know, that you need to keep continuing your education. Kingdom, any kind of courses which you do post your formal education, we call it as a continued professional development. In United States of America, it's basically continuing education. In India, we often term this as a basic seminars or workshop where the students or clinician, just to upgrade their skills and knowledge, try to register in some workshops and enhance their skills. Okay, so professional development is a means by which the members of the profession maintain, improves, or broaden their knowledge, expertise, and competence, and develop their personal as well as the professional qualities required throughout their professional lives. The kinesiotaping I learned in 2008, and the kinesiotaping which is now been practiced with so much of clinical evidence and research going around, the techniques, the way we do it has changed. So you need to keep your knowledge up to date with what is going on in the other countries. So CPD is basically like a maintenance, your enhancement, and your extension of knowledge. These topics are something which are not included in the physical therapy curriculum, but are helpful for your clinical practice to enhance your skills and to get a better outcome towards the patient. And that is what we actually look forward into, to get a functional output from the patient. And need to maintain a CPD standards, even though you have completed your basic graduation or a post-graduation degree, the learning never stop. Now this CPD can include your formal as well as a non-formal learning activities. Now, India, there is no such categories of CPD. It's basically abroad, considering any of the countries like in UK, Australia, United States of America, or New Zealand, they define the CPD into four categories. One would be your work-based CPD. The full description about all these four categories are there listed at the bottom page of this particular blog. So the first one goes with your work-based CPD, like whatever working environment you are actually working in, that will count towards your continued professional development points. Second thing is a professional activity, like the learning gained from involvement as a physical therapist. Like if you are involved in any kind of sports, athletes or sports training, or you're associated with any particular sports team, what kind of professional outcome you have gained through that particular tenure of your work, that can also be counted as your professional activities. Now a formal education is basically related to your education stream. Like say taping is basically a core of a sports physical therapist. Now there are various different forms of taping, so you need to basically enhance your skills and knowledge by enrolling in each of the taping courses. And then you're going to learn. So each of the formal education related to your subtopics of your curriculum will come under this category. And self-directed CPD, like CPD, like supposingly all the guest lectures who have taken a lecture now, that is also considered as a self-directed CPD. Okay, now why CPD is important? the patients or the consumer has an equal right, that they could expect the physical therapist from whom they are taking the treatment to provide a regulated health service. So it is in the competent and the contemporary manner. So all physiotherapists should make an attempt to continually update their skills and knowledge. Now, by doing this, what you empower is that you improve your competence and it results in better outcome for patients and clients, as I mentioned earlier. Now, CPD is important in the continued profession to deliver a safe, legal, and effective services by any health professional. Okay. The reason why I'm saying this is after I have seen many other senior physical therapists after the completion of their graduate or postgraduate degree really never enhances the skills. So when they empower knowledge to the fellow students, what they do is basically whatever they have learned in 2008 or 2013, they try to impart the same knowledge in 2020 as well, because they didn't really enroll in updating their knowledge. So it's very important for all the physical therapists to do CPD courses. Now, why it is so important, I'll cover that in the other half of the blog. Now, regulation of the CPD. Now, India does not have any council. If you consider other countries, there are specific physical therapy boards or association or council which requires all physical therapists to maintain a portfolio that documents their participation in the CPD, and it is recorded in person or on an electronic medium for your learning aims and reflection that would impact on your clinical practice. These CPD experiences could be evidenced and recorded in your professional portfolio. Like you say, in India, we update this CPD on our CV and our profiles or on the statement pages. This does not get checked anywhere in India. Like I can falsely claim in my CV any particular topic which I, because there is no regulatory body who can actually sanction that particular CPD or we can authorize that. And that's in India, there is no central independent council who can regulate and govern the terms and condition which is required for CPD. So since there is no council, or even if there is some council, like Maharashtra Council is there, Gujarat Council is there, Haryana Council is there, but inactivity of that council members and unprofessionalism towards our physical therapy field, such CPD education awareness is highly ignored. So students are left with no choice but to come under the influence of whoever gives false information on their posters, on their websites, and on their professional update forms. People have gone up to an extent that I have even writing MIAP as their professional degree, which is often misinterpreted by many general public that it's kind of a degree, but it's basically a member of IAP. So that's how the problem starts. And this all acts of malpractices begins. Now, if you see the education system of physical therapy, it's not under any recognized body. So the undergraduate levels education, if you really see, it's very basics. And even if you enroll for any postgraduate curriculum in India, most of the teachers are not well versed with the advanced technique which is there in the sports arena as well as in the advanced sports medicine and the orthopedic condition. So most of the students, when they enroll for the postgraduate curriculum, are often inclined towards doing the self studies. Clinical research are not much emphasized because most of the colleges either lack the funds or the lack of infrastructure to carry out. So the basic, if you see, most of the research coming from India is very at the nascent stage. Students therefore opt for this advanced particular courses with the private tutors or the institution. Now, what happens with this is there is too many registration or admissions and too many colleges out there in India. So the demand is less and the supply is more. And most of the senior physical therapists who are into malpractices takes the advantage of this situation. And when this situation arises that the students are not being taught in colleges, they come out to learn the new techniques which are available in the market. And many senior physical therapists, they will either self-study from some books or they can reference from YouTube. And without even having a basic knowledge, they start to teach the subject. And that's where the young physical therapist who really wants to acquire the knowledge from a good physical therapist who is a good mentor or a teacher from them kind of falls into the hand of such malpractices. Very few people from India really gets a certification from the authentic certification provider, either from India or in abroad, and actually get qualified. So there may be a levels like a basic level or advanced level. Very few physical therapists we have seen in India complete their basic as well as the advanced course and really gets qualified to become an instructor. Like I need to give an example in kinesiotaping till now from KTAI from 2008 till 2020, officially there are only two instructors from India. So you can see the difference. And most of the publicity are done by the people who are not authorized to take the courses. Most of the publicity you will see it on the Facebook or the Instagram are all done by the fake instructor because there's no governing body or the members of the councils are only involved into promoting such individuals. So since no governing body or council regulated this, such individuals are often not coming into under any scanner. And the CPD, the workshop industry, has become much more like a polished business for them to earn some money because they know that every year a couple of dozens of students really passed out and come out in the market to learn new techniques. So they kind of sell their courses at the cheaper rate where most of the practitioner with half knowledge and wrong information provide the education. Now you can understand how much it will affect to our senior young people who actually wants to focus on getting the skills, really wants to learn a good advanced technique. I would recommend them to do it from the authorized person or from the founder or the person who has been authorized by the founder. Then you are going to learn the right technique. If you learn from a quack physical therapist or unqualified professionals, you will always gain the knowledge what they have grabbed. So false informations are often being presented in India. So if I give you a little statistical data, on an average in India, 4 to 5 new self-acclaimed instructor who self-presented them as an instructor with the sophisticated institute name and the trademark get registered annually with the Indian government. So with this half-learned knowledge and the poorly applied technique and mere months of experience, they really don't experience or do an expertise on the technique, but they start to teach. Such false malpractices often leads to poor quality in presented to the public health to put it in danger. Also, the poor quality of education is being delivered or served to the students. And it's basically a chain. So a XYZ person has learned a bad technique or incorrect technique. That same technique has going to followed years after years after years. And so when any persons are involved into a fraud or a fraudulent activity, it actually degrades our beloved profession, the physiotherapy. And the people who are actually putting their efforts or getting a right knowledge from the right source, who waste their time, money, clinical experience, and research in particular topic, it's kind of demotivating for them. So as the students, we have listed down few points which is far more important whenever you choose to learn such techniques to influence the young physical therapist or the students which are just passed out is basically with their higher education tag. So it doesn't mean that if you are a PhD or PhD scholar but you're not updated with the recent advancement, that doesn't give you a license to teach a wrong information. Also, a foreign degree tag. A person who is done from the UK doesn't qualify you to have 100% right clinical knowledge. People who have not done any kind of clinical or sports experience on the poster, they give a false representation that they have represented in a sports or a clinical arena. Achievements which are underrated, the kind of goes into a false representation in the mind of the students. The most important is the cheap price structures. So the price is equivalent to the quality. If you need to have a quality, you need to pay more price for it. And that's where the education. So I would personally suggest that when you are educating, when you're investing into your knowledge to upgrade your skill, don't fall prey into the cheap courses prices, because these cheap courses are basically there just to earn them some penny out of your money. But at the end of the day, they don't have any proper certification. The knowledge what you get is totally wrong. The information you pass to your further generation is also wrong. Some people in India also claims to be a founder of the technique. Like, to give you an example, like ISTM, the instrument assisted soft tissue manipulation, is a really very advanced technique in the considering the orthopedic as well as sports. Now, without having a basic foundation degree, some people just go to abroad, learn few techniques, come back to India, and just name themselves as a founder. Now, since there is no one to look after that particular misinformation what you provided on the poster, the students who doesn't know anything about what's going on in the market falls prey to this kind of founders technique. In India, till now, there has been no founder of any particular technique. Anyone who claims to be a founder of this particular technique are giving you a false hopes. We have also noticed people copy most of the contents from abroad books, and they try to self-publicize their book. Now this is really very harmful to our education system. Like, when we sit in 80-20 and really wants to promote physical therapy as a physiotherapy day is just on the weeks, you need to grant some important knowledge to the young physical therapist. So such claims which are made by such false instructors, which they kind of involved into all this kind of false acquisitions, are basically made to attract and fool students and practitioners. With the only aim is to enhance their business, earn quick money, and to gain attention in the minds of physical therapists. It's very important in future that you promote right education with the ethical practice, which is highly ignorant in Indian physical therapist. Now, it's not just their fault, but the higher authorities, the association, which is gone by India, they also have a good political connection and a friendliness towards them. So such kinds of activity of false representation also gets masked, because that is why the awareness among the physical therapists is the most important aspect, which we kind of try to provide you so that your education goes into a right hand. Now, I don't want to waste much time, but I want to give you a guidelines. Like, whenever you opt for any particular course, properly check their profile, check their credential, check their education background, that really they have learned that technique or no. Like, to give an example, some people on the poster will just write that they have done it from the German instructor, or they did the course from Germany. But in fact, if you reality and you check that they have done their basic education in India. Now that is a false representation. The students weren't going to ask any of the instructor, but it's quite evident that you should really put in your research before choosing any courses, because it's your hard-earned money from your family which you are going to invest. And when you are investing a money into one particular course, you see to it that you get a return of that money by getting a right knowledge and the right information. You also need to check authenticity of the institute or the academy. Like, whatever courses they are offering, it's not just for the 1 or 2 year, but you need to check their prospectus in the near, like, from now to at least 5 to 10 years. That actually shows that how strong or how strong foundation does that institute or academy has. check the proper qualification of that particular person with a valid certification in that particular degree. Now, anyone in India can teach anything, which is incorrect. So many live sessions I've attended, so many mistakes the senior physical therapist makes it. At the time when they advertise their course, they kind of take positive feedbacks and they don't really show you the negative feedbacks which are there. So try to get the correct feedback, because such feedback, I know some senior physical therapists who forcefully ask the participants to give a positive feedback by harassing them or threatening them, and they're still lying free because there is no association or council to take action. That's really a bad scenario right now in India. Also check the clinical and sports experience. Like, any sports experience doesn't count. If you just worked for 2 days for any badminton event, that is not calculated as a sports experience. You're just going there as a doctor. But what some people portray it as, that they have worked with this team, they have worked with the BCCI, they must have gone basically for 1 or 2 days as a replacement therapist. But when they portray it on the poster, they don't portray the right information to you. Okay, so do not fall prey to this false advertisement and the trademark claims. Track the record and the activity of the instructor. Are they really doing research? Are they really updated with their knowledge? And always try to invest in gaining the knowledge from the right source and not just do the courses for the certification basis. Do not have a blind faith on any instructor. Like, don't blindly follow them. Instructor, but it's also a responsibility of the clinician, practitioner, and students to appropriately ask questions regarding the subject. Do your basic study before you enroll any courses. So it's the high time that the students and the practitioner to create awareness and to stop such malpractices, because the future is really in danger if you start having a bad education in your professional upliftment of this particular profession. So basically, just to list few of the malpractices, there's no expertise of the instructors. Mostly they are incompetent. They try to portray with a fake certification or a dealership. Most of the courses you will see are coming with the cheap prices just to enroll or take the registration. Low quality educations are being basically provided. Many false accusations or make false claim of being a founder or any particular trademark of any particular technique. This kinds of goes into negligence in the health services, which may put public health in danger by doing all such unethical practices. Most of the misinformations are going around. So to cater this, we have formed one particular committee. So in case if you in future any students or any practitioner um, kind of see any kind of activities which are fraudulent or any misinformation giving in any of the cause, so you can directly contact me or our core members who are working to get such malpractices out, so that our future students generation can learn the physical therapy practice into a right direction. Okay, that's all. I have categorized here the CPDs. So just a summary, in case if you're opting for UK, to maintain your CPD points, you need to at least have 20 clinical hours in a year. Okay. If you go to New Zealand, compulsorily in 3 years you need to have 100 clinical hours or course which you need to actually attend to maintain the portfolio. Like in UK, you have to keep updating with your registration with the health council, the SCPC. So every few years they kind of take your portfolio and can check that the practitioners or the students has really upgraded their knowledge to enhance their skills and knowledge. Or no, in case if you have not enrolled for any CPD courses during your tenure, then your bands may